On June 13, 2025, the Middle East's uneasy calm shattered as Israeli warplanes struck deep inside Iran. Their target, a secret gathering of Iran's top nuclear scientists, a move Israel claimed was vital to halt Tehran's nuclear ambitions. Iran's response was immediate. Ballistic missiles rained down on Israeli cities and U.S. bases in Qatar, signaling a dangerous escalation. Air raid sirens wailed across Israel as the Iron Dome intercepted missiles, but the psychological shock was immense. The Israeli government called Iran's retaliation unprovoked, omitting their own initial strike, and began mobilizing for a wider conflict. By targeting U.S. bases, Iran ensured the fight would not stay between just two nations. The first shots had been fired, setting the region on a path toward devastating war. The conflict, soon dubbed the 12-Day War, escalated rapidly into a brutal aerial campaign. Israeli jets targeted Iranian command centers and nuclear sites, killing key scientists and crippling infrastructure. Iran retaliated with waves of missiles and drones, some breaching Israeli defenses and striking civilian areas. Daily life ground to a halt, schools closed, families huddled in shelters, and fear became universal. Hundreds died in Iran, including civilians and scientists. Israel's casualties were fewer, but the trauma ran deep. Both sides struck near urban centers and cultural sites, raising alarms about potential war crimes. The targeting of scientists drew international condemnation, fueling calls for restraint. With diplomacy sidelined, the region slid further into chaos. Iran's attack on U.S. bases forced America into the conflict, launching joint strikes with Israel on Iranian missile sites. The war's scope widened, with Russia and China condemning U.S. and Israeli actions, but stopping short of intervention. Oil prices soared as the Strait of Hormuz became a flashpoint, threatening global economic stability. The United Nations was paralyzed by division, unable to broker peace. The conflict exposed deep fractures in global alliances, with the U.S. backing Israel and Russia and China shielding Iran diplomatically. India and France called for restraint, but their mediation efforts faltered. As the violence raged, ordinary Iranians and Israelis bore the brunt, their lives upended by decisions made far away. The world watched, powerless to halt the spiral. After 12 days, President Donald Trump announced a forever ceasefire between Israel and Iran. Markets rallied, but skepticism was high. Israel agreed, but Iran denied any formal deal, citing devastation from U.S. and Israeli strikes. The ceasefire unraveled within hours as new missiles targeted northern Israel, prompting immediate Israeli retaliation. Both sides accused each other of breaking the truce, plunging the region back into chaos. Trump, silent after his announcement, left the world questioning whether peace was ever possible. The brief pause only underscored the deep mistrust and unresolved grievances. The cycle of attack and counterattack resumed, with no end in sight. The ceasefire proved to be a fleeting illusion. The war's underlying causes remained untouched. For ordinary people, the war was personal and terrifying. In Tehran, Parisa, a university student, described sleepless nights and constant fear, yet also a surge of national pride. In Tel Aviv, David, a father, recounted rushing his children to safety, exhausted by the endless violence. Both Iranians and Israelis felt anger, patriotism, and a longing for normalcy. Israeli strikes on scientists fueled Iranian unity and defiance, even among government critics. In Israel, missile attacks reinforced a siege mentality but also sparked debate about the cost of perpetual conflict. Beneath the surface, many questioned whether their leaders' choices brought security or only more suffering. Amid chaos, the universal desire for peace endured. As the dust settled, no victor emerged, only uncertainty and deeper divisions. The ceasefire's collapse revealed the entrenched distrust between Iran and Israel. The U.S.-Israel alliance hardened, while Iran drew closer to Russia and China, deepening global rifts. The United Nations' impotence was laid bare, and the region's future looked more volatile than ever. The war left scars, physical and psychological, on millions. Israel's actions may have set back Iran's nuclear program, but also fueled a new generation's resolve. The world now waits, anxious as the shadow of war looms, knowing peace remains fragile and elusive.